King Anasazi here. Long time no hear, because you can't see me, but you can hear my voice. Anyways, I wanted to share something with you guys because I had this profound thought, because everybody knows that I'm a philosopher. It's great. Great pay, great severance package and all that other good stuff. But I was just minding my business, working on some Power Comics uploads, and I had like these multiple trains of thought just completely, I guess you could say, derail, but not derail in the sense of causing chaos and crashing, but more so derailing, finding a new track onto a better station. I don't know. That analogy probably would be better coming out of someone else's mouth hole. But essentially, I was sitting here working, and I was mentally shooting down every idea that I had. And I find myself doing this a lot when it comes to making videos. It's also why I don't put out a lot of videos, because I'm very hard on myself and the process that goes into making them. And while some would say, well, that's kind of a good thing because you make quality content, I know others, especially people closer to me, would say, well, just put the video out, Sean. Like, just put it out. Talk about what you want to talk about. Post what you want to post. The right people will flock to it. Those who don't like it won't. And that's it. You're not doing it for everybody. You're doing it for you. And both statements can be held with some cadence of truth. The thing is, I noticed lately that my generation, and I've noticed this in my circle and just in general in passing with other people, in my age group, we are incredibly hard on ourselves. And I don't mean hard on ourselves like there needs to be a pity party thrown, but I mean hard on ourselves like we really take self-digs at ourselves or turn towards like degrading ourselves almost, because we don't think that we're enough. And it's an interesting thing to think about. For instance, I'm just going to throw a couple of examples of what I've noticed, especially in the past month, from people in my circle or just, again, people that I know. And, some of us are single fucking parents. I speak in a unifying fashion saying us, but I'm not a parent myself. But I know people that are single parents, and I'm 24. But I know people that are single parents and they're like 22 or 21. I know individuals that are struggling with college, not because they're not intelligent, but because of the workload and the stress to make sure you have a career when you're done is abysmal to put on anyone, young or old, but especially young, especially in this day and age. We are literally living from life event to life event, from crises to crisis. Like, I don't know why I said that two different ways, but like, think about that shit. We're the generation that got to see World War III spark off on social media. That sounds like a punchline to a joke, but really swallow that fucking pill with no water, because that's how it feels. That's how it fucking feels. I know people that literally have to live on the edges of society. Not because they want to, not because they're irresponsible or they can't handle being a productive part of society, but because society literally ostracized them and they are still doing their damnedest to survive day in and day out. How, bruh? How? We as a generation are so fucked over. It's amazing that we're not all pregnant. Like, it doesn't make sense, and yet we still persevere. Yet we still shine, yet we still smile, yet we still create, yet we take time to face our issues. I would dare say our generation is by the numbers one of the greatest generations for therapy. Like, trying to actually seek out therapy and talk about our issues and figure that shit out, because we all know our parents didn't fucking do it. They did not do it to the extent that they needed to. They're kind of just like, have kids, buy a house, you'll be okay. And then we adopted roles that we weren't meant to fit into. Like, a lot of us had to grow up being the dad, and we weren't dads. I don't know how many black men especially can speak for that, or really any men at all, that get pushed into the father role when the father's not there, or how many women had to learn to serve men, to be there for men, to uplift men, and then have never been validated or uplifted a day in their fucking life. Like, we go through so fucking much, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'm not trying to make this some long whatever about why life sucks for us. I'm actually trying to do the opposite. Because while my mind went off on this massive tangent about how hard life is for our generation, I also thought back to a conversation I had with somebody very close to me recently in regards to just how something so simple as us working at Walmart for the period of time that we did, we were not making a living wage by any means. And this was 5 years ago. We were not making a living wage by any fucking means. And somehow, some way, we made it work. Now, granted, at the time I was with somebody who was also working, and we know we split bills, but $1,400 is not enough for the living wage in Nashville, really in anywhere, honestly, anywhere. But like, we were just sitting there like, damn, we made it. Like, somehow, some way we survived. And somehow, some way we found a way to do things, whether we thought we were good enough or not. And I take little moments like that and I apply them to moments like now. I think to myself, I've never given up. I've been in the position to where I thought giving up was the only option, sure. But I guess something that shines with our age group is that we are so fucking stubborn. Like, and I don't mean stubborn like we won't learn. If anything, we're very adaptive, but more so we refuse to bend. Well, we will bend, but we won't break. You know, there's this hunger, there's this drive about our generation. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh, but I immediately thought of those lyrics from Face Off where he's like, you know, it's about drive, it's about power. Anyways, I think about the fact that our generation is very fucking capable, and we don't give ourselves enough credit. We don't sit down and say, hey, I raised that kid by myself. I went through labor on my own. Or we don't sit there and say, oh, well, I paid these bills. You know, I was the translator for my mother because she doesn't speak any English, but I can. And I had to live in two different worlds, you know. Or I don't say, oh, well, I didn't grow up without this parent. They abandoned me, and I still found a way to be a sane, productive individual. You know, or I found a way to be responsible when my parents weren't. Or I found a way to be healthy when the school system wouldn't teach me these key aspects. They were so busy teaching me PEMDAS, they didn't teach me how to fucking do my taxes. They didn't teach me how to make a living wage work, assuming I got a living wage. They didn't teach me how to, take care of myself on a hygiene level, and I still did it. We don't give ourselves these little wins, and we take on so many battles on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And then we wonder why we're going fucking insane. But I really do hope, if you've listened this far into this 8-minute whatever, that you take the time to pat yourself on the back and tell yourself you're enough. You know, I don't care what little battle. Well, I don't think there's no such thing as a little battle, because everybody's battles are subjective. I don't care what battle you go through. I hope you can sit back for a second today and say, okay, I got this far. I can go farther. Because I truly believe that you can. And everybody deserves to hear that. So, yeah. Because at the end of the day, I've been without a home and I made it work. I've been without a vehicle and made it work. I've been without a job and made it work. I was without any kind of support system, and I made it work. And this is not going to stop me from being the best me that I can. This is not going to stop me from being positive. This is not going to stop me from loving myself and appreciating all that I do, because those things didn't. And I hope that you can feel the same in that regard. I apologize for keeping you for 10 fucking minutes, but I just had to get that off of my chest. It was a profound thought, in hindsight. And see, I'm doing the thing that I just made a whole fucking audio about. I'm over here degrading myself when in actuality what I had to say was valid. Anyways, shut up. I'm rambling now. I hope that you have a very productive day. I hope you believe in yourself, and I hope that you look in the mirror, see your scars, and get inspired. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to get back in the dirt. Don't be afraid to get back into that fighting stance. You did it before. You can do it again. And everything that you do is valid. You are valid as an individual. You deserve to be loved, and all that other good therapeutic shit. So I'm gonna end this now before we hit the 11-minute mark, and I'm gonna hate myself because that's an odd number. Peace, love, and abundance to you all, and I hope that you have an excellent start to your week.